Coming up on this edition of News You Can Use, see why Crooked Bill at Hollowell Learning Community hosted over 60 different career choices, learn what the A-Team is at Hatboro-Horsham High School, and see how one small act of kindness can go a long way. All these stories and more coming up on News You Can Use. Hello, and welcome to this edition of News You Can Use. I'm your host, Charlie Schultz. It's been a busy spring here at Hatboro-Horsham School District. Let's dive into it. Earth Day is a yearly celebration around the world on April 22nd to show support for the environmental protection. Crooked Bill at Hollowell Learning Community is just one of many schools that participate in this day. Let's take a look to see how they are making the planet a better place.
Every year the school does an Earth Day celebration for the kids, a way to celebrate the earth and learn more about it, learn how we need to take care of it and what else we need to do to help protect it so that future generations have a place to live.
I think Earth Day is like a day to celebrate that we have the earth because it's where we live.
I think we have Earth Day to celebrate that we can keep the earth clean.
So we have a few different stations. We have the inflatable earth balls that the kids get to run around and do a relay race with. We have a recycling truck outside from Hatboro Borough, so they're explaining how recycling works and what the truck does.
We need a name for our mascot. So we are asking all the students here to pick a name, and there will be a contest, and the winning name will get a nice gift from the Borough of Hatboro.
What we're doing here is recyclable relay races. We're dividing the classes in half, and there's a bin up at the top here where they have different items what we normally would recyclable. And they have like plastic, soda cans, and paper. So the kids have to come down, pick an item out, come down and put it in the appropriate basket.
We have the 5th graders outside gardening. So they plant plants around the school, they mulch. We have a new pavilion this year, so they're planting stuff around that this year. We also have an assembly this year learning about aquaponics. So what we'd really like the kids to learn about is what they need to be doing. So how they can help the future generations, what they need to do with recycling, what they need to do with taking care of the earth, planting plants, and how to grow stuff.
Maybe after they're done mulching, they can come and do my backyard. Today, more than 1 billion people across the globe participate in Earth Day activities, according to the EDN. Speaking of doing good deeds, Blair Mill Elementary School is also in the running. In May, Blair Mill held a Day of Service event where their whole school helped local organizations in need.
Reached out to the HHEF. We had written a grant, which the HHEF thankfully approved and provided to us, which provided funding for the Giving Tree, which is the organization that's here today, to help create stations, rotations for the students to walk around and learn about homelessness, learn about poverty, learn about just overall civic engagement and being a good person and human being.
We're going around and doing stations, and we're helping people that may not have food.
There's a Giving Tree cards station where they are making cards for homeless and saying, thinking of you, trying to brighten your day. There's an activity, we're calling it a hands activity, and the statistics in the United States is 1 in 6 children live in poverty. So the idea behind that activity is the children will draw 5 hands in yellow paper, 1 hand in blue paper, and that's a physical representation of the children that live in poverty.
This whole day is about appreciation and service for the people that poor and the people that needs help.
We were able to take some of those homerooms and they were able to travel out to some of those partnerships. Mitzvah Circle, Hatboro-Horsham Parks and Recreation.
I think we're going to make more mulch in the gardens, pick up sticks, trash, and, do other things. Anything nice to the nature. And it's our community, so we have to take care of it.
I think Day of Service is a terrific initiative. It helps our students get involved in the broader community, start to think of others and those in need and how they can help them and really make a difference in someone else's life. Through small acts of kindness and generosity and giving, they can really make a difference in someone else's life.
I feel really happy because I know the food bag is going to go to someone who really needs it. And the dignity bag, there's like toothpaste and toothbrush and socks. And someone told us that the toothpaste and toothbrush are very valuable to people who don't have them, but they're normal things to us.
I feel like I accomplished something because I know that the bags are going to go to someone that really needs it, and to me it's just normal stuff, but to them it's like Christmas for them.
There's no act too small when it comes to service. We think about service sometimes as these big events that we have to go to these organizations to really be involved in it, but really the children can be helping somebody else that they see outside at recess that seems lonely. They could be picking up the water bottle on the ground to help clean up our school, to clean up Hatboro-Horsham community. I would say that's the takeaway that I would hope for the children and for the staff today.
Thanks to Hatboro-Horsham Educational Foundation for making this day possible. No act of kindness is too small. Hatboro-Horsham School District hosted its second annual When I Grow Up Career Expo. When I Grow Up Career Expo is a collaboration between HH's Community Engagement Office and the local business community to bring in multiple career options for students to see. Grades K through 12 could come out and explore this hands-on career expo.
This is our second annual When I Grow Up Career Expo, and it's for kids from kindergarten through 12th grade and families. It's really for everyone, and it's a day of career exploration. Last year we had 50 vendors. This year we're up to 64 vendors. A little bit different spin on some things this year.
Well, we're looking for people who aren't afraid to get out and meet new people, talk to people they don't know, get into situations they may not be familiar with. You're going to cover some. Obviously, being a news station, you're going to go to some scenes, crime scenes you don't want to be at, but you'll also cover some really great stories. So you need someone who's going to be flexible, versatile, someone who's willing to learn on the job a little bit.
And we're also growing our area of interest for our kids that have special needs. We have a special theater here. We've got a special petting zoo. We have an orchestra in the background playing now, so there's a lot of things for kids to enjoy and explore.
Everyone matters. Cliff, if you look at him, he has a cleft palate, and so it's his difference that makes him unique and special, and that's the difference that all of us have. We're all different, and that makes us all unique and special. And that's the message that they share with young people and with everyone, that your differences are what make you special.
One of the areas, again, this year that we want to expand on was the area of construction trades. So we have a few more vendors there this year, one of which is Velney's Construction, and they are literally building a house in our cafeteria.
We decided to build a house, a mini house, so we can show the children how to install insulation, how to install stair treads, a door, a window, just to kind of teach them about the things that go into a house.
And here is our two heavy equipment simulators. We use this for training and also recruiting events, but we have an internal promotion program, so anybody that wants to become an operator goes through our training program, and then we use the simulators to help them get the feel of the machine, learn the controls, and just get used to what it looks like from the seat.
Well, what we hope is that we can get K through 12 to come and design their very own park and realize how important design is, especially in the world and the state that it's in at this point. So we have these components that are all ecologically based as well as design based. So I want to talk to kids about the importance of trees, of stormwater management, of wildlife, high quality habitat, that kind of thing.
Right now, I really have no idea what I want to do, so coming here is okay, especially after learning about the HVAC, I'm wow, this is something that I would really want others to go to, and I would really continue coming here afterwards.
They don't have to be focused on one area of interest. There's so many avenues to pique their minds as to the opportunities in front of them, and maybe they'll even discover their own path and create one for everybody else.
Right up in your face.
Look like the Unabomber.
If you would like to participate in next year's expo, reach out to Jeannie Hagan at jhagan@hatboro-horsham.org. With the school year coming to an end, it's time to show off student artwork. Hatboro-Horsham School District held their 3rd annual Arts Festival featuring artwork from grades K through 12, where there were a few new features this year. Let's take a look.
The Arts Festival here at Hatboro-Horsham this is its 3rd year being a K through 12 art show. It's a great opportunity for the community to see how our curriculum and our courses progress from kindergarten to 12th grade.
My concentration is on short ghost stories and short horror stories, and the main reason I picked it is because horror is like my favorite genre, and I always feel like it's neglected in media and literature all the time, and people don't appreciate it as much, so I wanted to draw more attention to it and even make it more like for children in a way, so more kids can get into it and enjoy the genre for what it is. It was stressful, but like it was really fun, and I learned so much out of it that I wouldn't like give it up for the world. Like I made some of my best friends through like this art course, and I really have enjoyed every moment of it.
I'm always here, I'm always doing something. I'm getting like, even if it's like not for a class project, like some of these like pieces that are showing like didn't originate as class projects, they were just me doodling while like sitting here. You don't have to be a master artist to be here. It's just you have to put in the effort and enjoy what you're doing, and it always just comes out well.
I really do feel that art is such an integral part of a child's education. We need creative thinkers, and the people who are behind the scenes in everything that we rely on in life are artists and creators, and that's what hopefully we're inspiring for the future here in our program.
The night was filled with artwork, musical performances, and food trucks. I can't wait to see what students come up with next year and grab some good food. Back in April, Hatboro-Horsham High School held their 3rd annual Minithon. Minithon is similar to Penn State's dance marathons, where students raise money for pediatric cancer. Minithons are geared towards high schools, and all across the country, schools have started hosting Minithons.
On April 13th, from 4 to 10 p.m., Hatboro-Horsham High School celebrated their 3rd annual Minithon. Minithon is a mini version of Penn State's dance marathon.
Minithon is an event that is basically a celebration of all the fundraising we do for Four Diamonds, which is a cancer research facility. It's a hospital up for Penn State, based in the Penn State area, and basically they raise money for pediatric cancer research, and we help by doing our fundraiser.
Minithon is still relatively new at HH, but one student brought that idea to life.
Well, we had a student come to us who was very passionate about it in the student council, and she said, I'd love to make this part of what we do in the student council, and obviously it's a great cause, so we said, absolutely, let's do it.
Over the past 3 years, the student participation and fundraising money has grown.
This was nothing like the first year. The first year we had a few posters, a few banners. It was like, oh, cool, awesome, Minithon. But now it's like becoming something where like everyone's getting involved and they want to help out. So it's just great seeing that, knowing there's a lot more people. But I mean, we're working on it every year, and we're just trying to make it better and better as we go.
To be able to attend the event, students must raise at least $50.
We raise a bunch of money on donor drive and stuff, and we want to get like the whole school involved and come here tonight to like really have fun and just raise money for pediatric cancer.
In order to reach their goal, several fundraisers like Wing Bowl are held to raise money for such a worthy cause.
Well, to me especially, I mean, I know like a lot of people in my family who have been diagnosed with cancer, and the fact that you can think about it, how many kids get diagnosed with it, I don't know, it just like breaks my heart. You think about it and it's just like, how can someone deal with that at such a young age?
Being a part of Minithon is really special. It's my first year here, and it's really fun to get involved. I've already met a lot of new people through Minithon, and it was fun in the process of donating money.
This year's goal at HH is to raise $30,000.
Right now, I believe we're about 22, so we're hoping to get up there by the night ends.
Throughout the night, each hour has a different activity.
We have a bunch of games planned, and then we have a dance hour at the end, and then we reveal how much we've raised, obviously at the very end.
Next year's goal is $30,000. For HHTV, I'm Amanda Trevel.
Great job to Student Council and the student body for raising over $25,000. Next year's goal is to raise $30,000. A new student and staff leadership panel has taken over Hatboro-Horsham High School, known as the A-Team. The goal of the A-Team is to create a better culture at the high school between students and its staff members. The A-Team hosted their first ever A-Team social to bring together the whole school for a morning of fun in the sun.
The purpose of the first ever A-Team social is to bring people together, as you can see, and to have people feel positive and celebrate the school year, celebrate each other, and build morale.
One of the things that the A-Team wanted to work on was building relationships and continuing to grow relationships between students and teachers, and this is their idea. So it's a great opportunity to get together and just kind of hang out for a good cause.
Today's event was basically just to get the kids all out here and get them together, because I feel like in HATS, everybody, goes to their own HATS periods, you have your own lunches, but not everybody's all together. So this is kind of a thing where you can come outside, you can go in the gym, you can go to the auditorium, just everybody's all around. And there's people, you can talk to anybody, there's stuff to socialize with, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just all around good time.
We have a variety of backyard games, like cornhole and spike ball and some things that I've never even heard of. And we also have sidewalk chalk and large Jenga. We also have our art department doing some face painting and henna tattoos, our music department doing the drumline performance. So we got a lot going on, as well as we brought Kona Water Ice here and Alex's Lemonade. We're doing a charitable donation to them as well. So we have a lot going on. We were trying to incorporate as many teachers, departments, and students as we could.
The school let us come out today because there's this A-Team thing, which is like an advisory team, and they thought they would do a water ice fundraiser to help fund their club. I'm having a lot of fun because I'm playing ladder ball and I'm meeting my sister.
Our main goal is to make sure people feel that they're connected, that people feel as though they're supported, not alone, and also to make sure that we maintain a role model of being positive and being supportive of each other as well.
Student voice is important and teacher voice is important. And when you can put those two things together to try to create a better culture, a better climate, a better environment in the schools, you really can't go wrong with that.
We'll be seeing more of the A-Team next school year. Fun in the sun for this next story is an understatement. Hatboro-Horsham High School held their yearly Special Olympics event on May 29th. The day was filled with smiles, laughter, and just a bit of sunburn.
This is Hatboro-Horsham's fourth year hosting the Lower Montgomery County Special Olympics track meet.
This is just a terrific event. It's a great opportunity for all these young athletes who may not be able to participate in other types of sporting events to come here and compete against their peers and have a great time here at Hatboro-Horsham.
Because I like to be with my friends and just be out in the community.
All of my friends are running alongside me on the grass.
We have 13 schools from Lower Montgomery County, and the other remaining Montgomery County schools go to Souderton's Special Olympics event. So this year we have over 200 athletes, that's up from last year, and they can participate in running races, the standing long jump, which is right over here. We have the softball throw. We also have a wheelchair race and a wheelchair slalom. And when the students are not participating in an event, they can go to our free time fun zone, which is down at the other end of the field, where they can participate in all sorts of activities, backyard games, tattoos, coloring, balls, just to have some fun today.
I think one of the things that we always look for is for our students to connect and to engage and to connect and engage with individuals outside of their normal friend group, right? So the people who they hang out with on the weekends, to look beyond that group and look at ways that you can help give back, support, and engage other people who you may not even know.
Normally, I don't get to see these kids a lot during the school day or the year, so I think it's exciting to meet the kids in my school and as well as the other schools around, and especially since it's an event that they have all for themselves, so it's nice to see them in a place where they can just have fun.
We have 1 or 2 buddies for each athlete who is here, and their job is to be their friend and buddy for the whole day. They take them to their events on time, they have lunch with them, they'll take them to the fun zone, or they'll just sit and have a rest. And then the remaining kids are working the different events.
I volunteer here just because it's a great day out here. You get to be with everybody. The atmosphere is crazy once you actually get out here. Being in the stands, it's completely different from actually getting to participate in everything, and it makes just an unreal day of just good times.
We have over 430 student volunteers this year, which is amazing. Many of the students have come up to me afterwards and said they had no idea how great it would be to work here at Special Olympics, and a number of kids have come to me and actually said that they've decided they want to go into special education as a career after high school. In my opinion, one of the best community building activities that Hatboro-Horsham High School does throughout the year. It encompasses teachers. We have over 50 teacher volunteers, over 430 student volunteers, and then of course all of the schools that come. It really is a great way for us to show how much we care, and it's just a happy day.
First place, first place! The power and joy of sports shifts the focus on what the athletes can do rather than what they can't do. If you're interested in volunteering next year, contact Dianne Hitchens at dhitchen@hatboro-horsham.org. Now, we are going to toss it over to Seth Palesic with a recap of some spring sports. Seth?
Thanks, Charlie. We have a lot to recap this spring, so let's get right to it. Hatboro-Horsham High School held a press conference to recognize students who will play a sport at a Division III college. Over a dozen proud students with family and friends attended this event. HHTV's Bob Anderson filed this report.
I'd like to welcome parents, students, friends, coaches. This is a very good day for us.
Hatboro-Horsham High School Athletic Director Lou James kicked off an athletic scholarship press conference for students attending Division III schools. 14 student athletes were recognized, and some of the coaches had a chance to speak about their players.
These are 3 of my captains this year, and they've done an excellent job of being ambassadors for not only the program, but for the school as well. First is going to be Jason Kleintz. Ever since last year ended, he pretty much dedicated himself in the weight room, on the field, to try to make himself a better player. Drew Robinson is going to Navy Academy Prep, as you can see. Another person that pretty much lives, eats, and breathes lacrosse is Ian Riley. Again, another workhorse on the field.
It's been my pleasure to coach Mark since he was in middle school. I've seen him grow from that big kid to a fine young man. Mark was a recipient of the Minnie Maxwell Award for student athletes that excel in academics, outstanding football performance.
When most people think about Daniela, they think she's the goofball that dances and does all this stuff. What I see is someone that is outrageously one of the most resilient players I've ever seen in this game.
I know Maddie is very competitive. She played probably out of position this year for us, but she did a tremendous job, and about halfway through the season really attracted attention. Kylie, just always on the court, always playing, always looking to get better. She was one of our leading scorers during the season. By far our leading three-point shooter.
When I think of Brian Bauman, I think of determination. He's just one determined kid. Probably been swimming with me for almost 10 years, and every day in practice he wants to get better.
Alex West has been a 4-year cross-country and track and field athlete. It's 3 seasons for 4 years, which is a very long time commitment, and to be dedicated for that long, especially in running, is very difficult. But Alex has worked so hard, has been one of the most dedicated athletes we've had come through our program.
In terms of my 2 players, Andrew and Ryan, they've kind of taken different paths to where they are today. Andrew came in as a freshman and played on the freshman team, made the JV team as a sophomore, and really decided that he wanted to make an impact on varsity, and he did that. Ryan Cole was a little bit different. He came in as a freshman, and we knew right away that he was going to contribute. He played varsity as a freshman. He's always been one of the quietest kids that I've ever coached, but over the last 4 years, he's kind of blossomed and developed into a leader. and was a big part of our success the last 3 years.
As soon as I talked to the coach at Chestnut Hill, Bob Spratt, about Sean, the first word out of my mouth was competitor. He's the type of kid that you need to see day in and day out to realize the impact that he can have on your program. Sean's impact goes far above and beyond what he does on the field. The intensity that he brings to workouts, the leadership that he brings is what I want our program to be all about.
Joyce will be attending Kutztown and Michaela will be attending Widener University. Joyce, two different stories. Joyce left the area in 9th grade and transferred back in 12th grade, and I wish she would have came back earlier because she's done a phenomenal job, not only in the outfield but with the younger kids. Michaela has started on the softball team at one position or another since 9th grade. It's great watching her come up because in 9th grade she wouldn't say a word. Now in 12th grade she's really become a leader. She took us to 2 conference championships pitching, sophomore and junior year. And this year she opted to play third base where she's done a phenomenal job, and we're trying to win our 3rd conference title.
Congratulations to all the athletes for their outstanding contribution to Hatboro-Horsham High School. Reporting for HHTV, this is Bob Anderson.
Thanks for that report, Mr. A, and congrats again to all the student athletes. HHTV's outgoing president, Allie Riches, left her footprint here at HH as an accomplished filmmaker, TV director, and track star. Allie has also reached new heights as a pole vaulter by winning the Suburban 1 Conference District 1 championships. Her rise to the top is explained in this HHTV exclusive.
I like pole vaulting because I like the feeling of flying, and there's like a lot of stuff that goes into it, and I feel like I do really well when the more complex the situation is, the better I seem to do. Coach Baker, who's the head girls coach, she was tired of losing points through pole vaulting, and that's why we were losing a lot of our meets. And so she just came up and asked me, she's like, hey, are you interested in pole vaulting by any chance? And I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try.
I'd mentioned to Allison's mom that maybe Allison might be a solid pole vaulter, and everyone kind of agreed. Allison went to some summer clinics and then just really fell in love with the pole vault event part of track and field. After her sophomore year, she, all of a sudden, we were, I think she PR'd by 2 feet. It was after that year that she really started to see a lot of success in a short amount of time.
My junior year is when I really took off. I then cleared 11 first try, and then 11.6 first try, and then I cleared 11.9, and then that's when I hit another plateau for a little bit. And then it was this year previously I broke 12, and I'm hoping to clear more.
Her junior year then she was league champ, district champ, and again repeated that again as her senior year. She went on to the state meet and to the national meet last year, but this year, placing 3rd place in the pole vault, I think was a huge accomplishment for her.
It's been really exhilarating to clear it, and now that I've qualified for nationals again for a 2nd year by clearing 12 feet, it's going to be really exciting to go down and see what I can do at nationals this year. When I was going down to states my junior year, my coach handed me 2 letters, and then the second one was Rider University. And when I read their letter, they were like, hi, we've heard about your track and field program, and we would like you to join our track and field team. We have these majors, and one of the first majors that they mentioned was TV film production. So then they gave me a scholarship to go and compete for them. And so I was like, okay, that's fine.
Well, Allison, she's already competed at such high levels under a lot of pressure. So I think she's going to do extremely well at the collegiate level. I think she'll fit in well with the girls at Rider. I think she's excited. She's going to kind of just focus more on her pole vault. She'll be able to just really give a lot more time and energy to it that I think she'll be able to succeed.
Allie has a bright future at Rider University, both as a pole vaulter and a sports director. Congratulations on your accomplishments. While Allie was scoring points for the girls' track team, the rest of the team did well during the season. The girls' team placed 4th in the league championships with solid performances all around. The boys team won the Suburban 1 championships by edging out Wissahickon by 16 points in the league championship. The team captured 5 individual titles. Caleb Rue won the District 1 400-meter run with a time of 48.78 seconds. Congrats to both teams on a great performance this year. Now on to softball. The Lady Hatters had a spectacular season, winning the Suburban 1 American Conference title with a 12-2 record. Seniors Brittany Huber, Michaela Fidel, Alicia Tobler, Joyce Bloom, and Kayla Tauber played important roles in helping the Hatters win a conference championship. Congratulations to all the Lady Hatters for their efforts this season. The baseball team also had a great year, finishing second place in the Suburban 1 American Conference. The Hatters advanced to the second round of the District 1 playoffs, but fell to Chamonix 5-1. Nonetheless, the boys had a terrific season. The girls lacrosse team finished their season with an 11-7 overall record, 5-4 in the SOL American Division. The Hatters were led by senior goalkeeper Ariel Hammer, who will play lacrosse for Boston University in the fall. Ariel and junior Cam Ryan were named first team All-League in the American Conference. Junior Gabby Leott was named second team All-Conference, and her sister Sophia was named third team All-Conference. With so many talented juniors on the team, expectations will be high for the Hatters next season. Now on to boys lacrosse. The Hatters finished the season at 3-5 in the SOL American Conference. Despite their losing record, several players received recognition this year. Senior Ian Riley was named first team attacker in the SOL American Division. Senior attacker Jason Kleins was named to the second team, along with defensive player Jake Richard. Freshman midfielder Sam Fink was named to the third team. Kyle Rudolph, Dylan Fesmeyer, Davis Wheeler, and Joe Brophy received honorable mention nods. The boys tennis team finished the season on top of the American Conference with a 4-3 conference record. Congratulations for a great season, and good luck to Josh Fuller, who plans to play tennis at Ursinus College next year. Well, that will wrap up this edition of the Hatters Sports Report. I'll see you in the fall. Now back to Charlie.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of News You Can Use. This is the last time you will see me until next school year, so don't forget, I'm your host, Charlie Schultz. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our website, hh-tv.com. Thanks and have a great summer, HH.